we go for the most important thing, the career prospect. So as a senior data engineer, right, you're able to generate like 27K to 36K USD per year. It's roughly around like 120 to 100 to 120, 100 to 130 USD per year. So this is a REA group. If you heard of them, they are the group behind iProperty. Those are the groups that serve all the data from there. And if I remember correctly, they are based in Mid Valley. And I have few friends working in REA group itself. They have a lot of data from there, as in real estate. So as a data scientist, data analysis, you expect to have like lesser compared to data engineer, because data analysis, right, you don't really, picking up Python is not essential. I'll be very honest. The tool that you'll be using will be SQL. That will be very important, because I will be, for all three, data engineer, data analysis, and data scientist, all of them, they will need to use SQL. And data analysis will be the one that fully rely on SQL part, and then they hardly use Python to do any programming, because when you want to build any dashboards and reports, that is where SQL is coming from. Data engineer and data scientist, these two, we will expect you will, at least you will need to know Python and SQL itself. These are the two tools that you need to use during your daily tasks or your workings. And the next one will be senior data scientist, because in Asia we say everything, you need to do everything. As a data scientist, you will need to do all the way from a data engineer to data analysis, then into machine learning data scientist. And at the same time, some of the company, they will expect you to know a little bit on web applications building, mobile application building. And that is the time your salary package will increase a lot more. So from here is a senior data scientist from 50,000 to 70,000 USD. So it's around like 200K. Yep, 200K in Malaysia ringgit, senior data scientist. It also depends on the skill set you have from here, and then how well you are familiar with the field that you are in. For example, I've been in Asia for close to 2 years before I resigned, and what's the impact that you're able to drive for the company itself. So it really depends on skill set. And the paid salary in remote, especially in overseas, is very good. I'll be honest on that. Who does predictive modeling? Data scientists, definitely data scientists. Like I mentioned, data scientists will be the one that focus on what happens in the future. So definitely will be data scientists. So we have another question that there are many programming languages. Is it sufficient to only learn one, example, Python for career requirement purpose? Also, what are the core concepts that must be known by a data scientist? I would say that at least you need to get familiar with Python and SQL. Both of this is the first requirement, I would say, because when the time I worked in Asia, that time, 90% of my time I'm using Python SQL, and another 10% will be on JavaScript, and these two, 10%. But most of the time I'll be using Python and SQL. And then the core concept, you don't really need to master a lot of like algorithms out there. Really, you don't really have to master on the algorithms, all the algorithms. You just need to be very, you need to have an experience, or you get yourself practice on a certain topics. For example, the first topic that I touch is the NLP, natural language processing, to process crime news and then to determine the crime type based on the context and the title from the crime news itself. And that is the time I moved into F&B companies, and to do like predictions on the expenses and then the sales, and then the inventory. So that depends on the, I would say depends on the problem that you want to solve for the company. But till we take a step back where you still need to use Python to build all the stuff. I would say Python and SQL. There's not much of like core concept must be known by data science, any machine learning. It really depends on when you step in the company and what is the problem that you need to solve, or what's the task that you need to solve. Okay, I hope I answer your questions on that.